Right. Let's see if that is working. Don't know. Let me know in the chat if you can actually hear me and see me. This streaming stuff every time bakes my noodle. But it should be live. So I'm just going to check the old chatteroo. Wow, so many suggestions. You're not receiving enough video to maintain. Okay. It looks like it's being a bit dodgy. So YouTube is not receiving enough video. Let me know if this isn't working. This is working. Cool. Okay. Can you hear sound? Da, 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 da. The video is laggy. Okay. I'm going to try and switch this up a sec if the video is laggy. I might have to stop the stream quickly. Bear with me a sec. Okay. What was it before? Now let's see if that's any less laggy. I don't know. Big echo. Don't know why there's big echo. I'm just going to start then, because yeah, it was working and now it seems not to. More coal in the router, you know it. Cool. All right. Well, I'll give it a go, and if I need to restart it or my internet crashes, then stick around because I'll be back as soon as I sort the problem. As you can see, I'm not really used to doing live streams, so the technology is kind of confused me a bit. Anyway, let's get to it. So I am about to make some music. This is to raise money for Ukrainian refugees. Already some people, loads of people have actually contributed already, and that's really, really generous, and you're making a big difference. So thank you for that. And yeah, let's try and make some music. And if you feel the desire to chuck a few bucks there, feel free. And EDM tips will match everything that's contributed as well, because it's a bit of a rotten situation, eh? Right, so now I've got loads of suggestions for different genres to make, and I wanted to do this with your suggestions. I could have bitten off more than I chewed because I've had so many different suggestions for different genres. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off creating some techie house vibe. I'm going to move it into a bit of breakbeat, and then I'm also going to try and get some trance and a bit of chiptune in there as well. So I've got no idea where this is going to go. But if you got any suggestions, I have got my if it's just the laggy video, don't worry about it. It's just my mug anyway. Sound's the main thing. So let's get cooking. Right, what shall I do first? Shall I do drums first? I mean, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Just get some drums down there. Going to be hard to understand when the video freezes. Could just go without face cam. Yeah, okay. I'll turn off the face cam. That might make it a bit quicker. Let's try that. Let's get rid of the old mug, and that make it faster. Video capture device, display capture device. All right. Yep. Nope, that's the wrong one. Video capture device. Here we go. Right. Let's try that. Might be a bit faster. Cool. Okay, so let's get some drums in there. I'm still got my eye on the chat, so I'll be peeking over and having a look and seeing what you've suggested. MDMA tears streaming down my face. Yeah, all right. Well, we're going to start off and we're going to do a few genres today, all around the same idea. So we're kind of going to repurpose one idea and just kind of build into several ideas. So I'm going to start with like a classic 909 kick, because that's going to be able to be used in several genres anyway. So let's just kind of start off. If we're doing a kind of homage to Ukraine, so like a melodic techno art bat style, we'll start off with something like that. So let's just turn the volume down of the kick. I've also turned the volume down of the master channel just in case it gets too loud for the streaming, because before I've had that the last time I tried doing a stream and it wasn't great. So let's just really quickly trim this kick. We only want it being half a beat long, so we don't need the extra tail. This is going to allow headroom in our mix. So we'll boom, boom, boom. Venga Boys, the kick drum. And we'll start off with some techie house groove and take it from there. Hopefully that's loud enough. Now I'm going to program in some drums. So, or rums, if you will. It is Friday after all. Get those rums on the go. Now I'm actually going to have some... Oh, I want beer tonight. Taco night. All right, let's get some... I'm going to use the drum machine. The drum rack in Ableton. I just like to use it. And what I'll also do is, as you've seen if you've watched my other videos, that I'll sort out the routing so we can actually get a room reverb locked in there as well for our separate drums. That's going to be super important. So we'll just do that. Choose room reverb. Boom. Done. Get rid of that. Get away return. Just keep the send on. And then, yeah, let's start getting some drums in there. Right. Again, I'm just going to go for a classic drum sound. So we'll go for a 909 clap and just program that in. And this is going to kind of work for the trance part of this tutorial as well. By the way, this massive disclaimer, I've no idea how this is going to turn out because I haven't practiced and I've got several different genres that have been requested. So let's see what happens, eh? It's all about the fun. Cool. Okay, nice and simple. I'm going to call this, okay, what am I going to call this? I'm going to call this, and you can guess why, I'm going to call this Poison Little Dwarf. That's what I'm going to call this. There we go. But it's going to be a much more positive track than that, mate. Ooh, cool. That's a bit of a melodic techno kind of sound. Let's try that. It's like a bit of a shaker. Ian, you've asked what I'm going to call this project. The chat may lag slightly. This project is called Poison Little Dwarf. Okay, let's get a secondary sound on there as well. Just to happen on every other beat, because if we're going for this art bat vibe, we want to make it, you know, a bit nuanced. So this is just going to add a bit more interest. And let's get some shakers in there. Rico, rums do sound better than drums, I think. Cool. Okay. Oh, it's just a slideshow, is it? Oh, damn it. Even without my mug being streamed as well. Okay, now let's get some shakers in there. Something really light and kind of up there. Someone wanted UK Garage as well, so I might get that, or UK Garage if you'd rather. Every 16th. Let's just copy that, copy and paste it. And we're going to add some movement to that straight away. And the way we're going to do that is throw on our trusty sidechain compressor. Boom. And then let me know in the chat as well. What do you want me to do next? Do you want me to work out the chords next? I think that's probably the most sensible idea. So this is just allowing. That's just allowing the hats to have a little bit more movement. And the last thing I'm going to do with the drums at the moment is add a couple of extra claps, like human claps. These ones will do. And again, this is... Oh, that's not a human clap. We're going to add these to the left and the right, just to add a little bit more depth and interest to our drums. and we're going to offset them slightly. Just by grabbing and dragging, and I'm holding command to be able to do it off the grid. Let's make this one a bit quieter. It's a bit hardcore, isn't it? That sounds cool. So let's just copy and paste those, and we'll turn them down a bit as well. Hope this is coming through in stereo. Cool, here we go. And a tom. But the tom we're going to leave until we work out the kind of key of the track, because that's going to really help. So let's work out. I'm just going to call this. Let's start off with an arpeggio. No, we'll start off with a bass. Yeah, bass is a good idea, isn't it? Yeah, GT was just thinking bass. Absolutely, that's going to help us lock in the track. I'm going to use Serum because I work quickly on that, but you know, if you've got any other synth, this stuff that I'm going to be doing can be done in that. Just follow along. I'm going to turn my mug back on. If it's rubbish and... Okay, if it stopped lagging, I won't put on my my camera. It's a shame because you can't see my lovely EDM tips mug. Anyway, you've all seen it before. Cool, so let's get the Serum and just get a slightly warmer, softer sound. So that's just a saw wave. Let's get a filter on there. Get on there, you filtery son of a gun. But we want this to be like an envelope. Right, that's quite a nice sound already. Let's add some unison, make it nice and rich. That's quite cool. I might program that in. I might play that in actually. Let's do that. Played like an absolute beast. Let's get rid of that bit, consolidate that, and then get it actually in time and sounding good. We want to be doing this on the 16th really, because that's where the groove will lie. We don't want it too complex. There we go. And let's just get the shape of the sound right as well. So let's switch it to mono so we don't have them bleeding into each other, and just add a little bit of release because it's a bit too staccato there. So it's a much smoother sound now. Let's just duplicate that. Consolidate it. And get this bass actually sounding bassy. Should it go down an octave? That's cool. I like that. And what I'm going to do is actually split this out to a different... I'm going to split this out to a secondary sub-bass track. And I'll show you why in a sec. I'm going to try and put the thing on. I'm going to try and put the face on. I don't know why. Just a bit more intimate, isn't it? Display, capture, here we go. Let's try. Nope, that's the wrong one. Absolute fail. Taxi. Get the taxi. Delete. Right, let's try one more time. Video capture device. That's the ticket. Once again, I'm embarrassing myself for the people of Ukraine. So do donate if you feel the need. Right, okay, let's chuck that down there and then make this into basically a banger. Okay, next thing we're going to do is get that sub bass line in there. So I'm just duplicating it. Let's call it sub. Take out the low end of this mid bass. You know, I know I say don't do mixing early on, but like little bits of rudimentary mixing are really useful. And and this is going to stop us running into phase issues in the low end. I'm going to turn this duplicate on. It's got all the same settings in terms of envelope, so it kind of sounds like the same sound. But what we're going to do is switch that to a... We're going to switch that to a sine wave. Take off the unison, and then it shouldn't be stereo at all. And we can actually drop this bad boy down an octave. Now that's too low. Cool, so we keep it there. And now our bass line is nice and wide and nice and deep, like the Grand Canyon. So let's group those together. Whack. I could get my Rums sidechain compressor and just copy and paste it. Let's do that. Let's get my Rums compressor. Let's get bass. And now we've got that bouncing. But because of this genre, we don't want to have it bouncing too much. You know, it's not Cool on Me by Eric Prydz. So we've got a reverb set up for the bass, and we're going to just add some of it to the top bass, just to add some real atmosphere. Taking out the low end. Nice tight decay time on the reverb. Let's spice this up a bit more actually, because it's getting that vibes. And don't worry, we will be making the other genres kind of from this idea as well. I've got time to kill. Nice light panel on the wall. Thank you very much. Yeah, my wife got me that. It's very kind of her. Looks good. Looks good. Cool. Okay, let's get delay on there. We'll get an echo. And oh, it slowed it way down. Oh, okay. I'll take the camera off again. All right. Cheers for the feedback, guys. See you later. Let's just stick to the interesting stuff. Remove video camera. So hopefully this will speed things up again. Okay, cool. You've seen my mug. You've seen my light. That's the main stuff. So I'm gonna add a little bit of delay to this bass on the auxiliary channel with some ping pong. I have done. I've turned it off. That's cool. So there's reverb and echo on there, which gives it that nice deep feeling. But what I'm going to do is actually add that sidechain compressor to the auxiliary channel as well. So all of that's bouncing now. Okay, oh that's... Yeah, I've turned the webcam off now, guys. And next thing I'm going to do is add an arpeggio, and we'll use this later for the chip tune thing as well. Let's call it ARP, and colour it, as you know, the natural colour of synths, which is cyan. And now I've done this on A, so we're going to do this in A minor. If we wanted to change the key afterwards, we could. It's just this is an easy key to program in. That's nice. Like, just hit those 7th chords, baby. So, you know, if you do want to write in any particular key and you've got Ableton 11, I'm sure you can do this in Logic and FL as well, but you can just choose the scale and it gives you a kind of a template, which I used to do manually, but now you can just do it. And then any note that you hit is going to sound good. I mean, I don't need it, of course, but if you do, it's there. Cool, I like that. So I'm just going to duplicate that. In fact, what I'm going to do is duplicate it slightly off. I'm going to add another couple because then it's slightly syncopated before it repeats. So if we copy and paste this bit, now rather than just repeating on every couple of kicks, it's got this kind of off kilter feel. Before it loops around, if you see what I mean, as opposed to this, which is a bit vanilla, which still sounds good though. Maybe I like this more. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So it's about experimenting as well. I like that. So let's get some pluckiness on this. Now what we need to do is add some bloody reverb, son. So we can use the aux reverb, and I'm just going to add a long reverb on this. So this is a hall reverb, just with a long decay time, take out the low end. Let's get some reverb on the go. Yes, all right, duly noted, Connor. I get the message. There's not much I can do about it, unfortunately. Not now, anyway. So now we've got this, you know, it just instantly gives it this nice big feel. And we could even make it longer. The decay. Oh, I'm going to show you something really cool. Right, okay. Firstly, let's kind of add a little bit of unison and make this sound a bit more interesting. Now this is what I'm going to add, and my computer might not like this, but I don't care. It's my computer. I'm going to tell it what to do. If we add on this cool little plugin called the Crystallizer, and this is by Sound Toys. You're broadcasting 1440 60 frames. The bandwidth can't handle it. Can you switch back to 1080p if you want? I'd like to. Yeah. How can I do that? How can I switch it back to 1080p? Okay, I'm gonna, right, stay with me guys, because I want to sort out the stream. Yeah, it does need more cowbell and a crash. It's gonna have all of those. I just want to sort out this streaming. Okay, for anyone that knows about streaming, do I change the broadcast to 1080p in OBS, or do I do it in YouTube? So let's have a look. Can I change it? Maybe if I change the 1080. Alright, I'm going to change the resolution of my screen. Hopefully it doesn't screw everything up. Okay, so it's a bit bigger, and now I'm going to change the resolution. I'm going to do a new display capture. Okay, so stick with me. Display capture. One sec. I'm going to boot up another one. Hopefully it should be a bit better. Okay, display capture 2. That's the wrong one. 1080p. Okie dokie. So now, if I shrink that down a bit, we should be a bit better. I'm just kind of learning this stuff on the fly. I did it for a couple of hours earlier. I didn't know it would stream badly. Okay, so hopefully that is now going to work better. We've got the Crystallizer, which we're about to use. So can you let me know, guys, is that now a bit smoother? Let me know if it's a bit smoother now we're doing the 1080, and We'll see what happens. I've changed the res, so hopefully it should be faster. Yeah, I mean, I've changed it on OBS now. Maybe I could stop streaming and then start again. Maybe that's probably the way forwards. Don't know. What do you reckon? We'll change that. Check your bit rate. Oh man. The streaming speed is the problem, not the resolution. Okay. Stream speed. All right, let's try this one. Now I've changed its stream speed. Hopefully it slows down and it should get a bit better. I'll keep my eye on the... Okay, cool, it's better. Let's have a go. Taxi. Right, okay, Crystallizer. So this is on the aux channel. This is just like ear candy. Whoops, wrong aux channel. That is... Okay, yeah, so it's on the hall reverb. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the reverb through this Crystallizer thing, which is just going to give it crazy twinkles. Can you hear those twinkles? That's off. And this is on. That's Twinkle Central, baby. Twinkle Toes. Let's listen to it. Right, I think this needs a piano. We will make this trancey as well, a bit later, but I want some nice piano. Now the one I really like at the moment, a really good piano, is Contact and the Giant. So let's get one of those on the go. Then we'll add some crashes as well. What did someone else... we need a cowbell. Of course we need cowbell. But first, let's get a Giant. Seems better now. Awesome. Oh my goodness. Drama. When you've DJ'd enough times and had the equipment go, you learn how to keep your cool when this kind of thing happens. And you don't have a whole club of people in front of you as well. Right, so we've got this piano sound, which is nice. So we could use the same reverb as well as our ARP, just for speed. And it's going to give some... Nah, we'll make our own. Let's make a specific reverb quickly for the piano. Piano. Cool. Nice cup of tea. That will relax me. Oh yeah, time for my mug. I could try it again with the webcam. Is it really worth the risk? Yeah, it's worth the risk. Hopefully Mila will come up and tell me if it's ridiculous and turn it off again if I don't see you telling me on the chat. I'll keep my eye out though, of course. Here we go. I'm going to make this low resolution though. There you go. Low resolution mug in 2 cents. 2 cents of the word. Okay, let's continue. Now the beauty of this filtered sound is, before we put the piano in, let's just duplicate that a couple of times, and we're just going to open that filter up, and I think here we're going to have a break at this point. So let's just copy that over a couple of times. We'll just kind of do a bit of, arrangement as well as we go, and then I'm going to get to that cowbell that you've so correctly acknowledged that it needs. So let's open this, configure, the cutoff, and now we can tweak this little chap, like so. Now we're getting a bit trancey. That's like That's like very kosher. Let's just use the normal reverb just for speed. Oh yeah, I know what to do. Yes, absolute yes. Right, so on the break. Oh no, not receiving enough video to me. Okay, all sorted. Oh, lag again. All right, okay, I'm turning off my face. There we go. Video capture device. Face off permanently. Get rid of it. Right, so at this point, I'm thinking the bass note can change, and then you just get this epicness. After that can go down in the filter. Alright, let's bring in those chords now. That's a definite place for cordage. And I don't mean trousers or ropes. And again, this is all in A minor still. But we were just on the root note, and now we're going to get epic. So we can just bring in. And let's turn this up a bit. And we'll octave it up so it's really bassy. Yes. So these are our bass notes. Yeah. And then we're just doing a little adding interest the second time it runs through. Okay, so let's see if we're chords. Today's production, Manuel, is in several different styles. We started off with a kind of tin liquor art bat melodic house style, and we're kind of going into something a bit more trancey because I've had loads of requests for different styles. And now we need to get the cowbell in there. Okay, let's get a cowbell. Do I even have cowbells? Everyone's got cowbells. Alright, let's have a listen. I've got a really good one, the Splice, actually. I remember that. But this will do. This will do. We're just going to tune it to the track, which is pretty important when it comes to cowbells because it's such a, there's such a pitch to it. So there we go. And we're just going to work on the 16ths again, and that's going to allow us to add some groove. See, so if we move the beat just 1/16 off the grid, then you get a really nice kind of swing to it. But we're going to turn this down. We want this subtle, it's not a farm. In fact, what I'm going to do is add a little compressor and add that after the cowbell. We're going to add some breakbeat as well, and some like chiptune stuff as well. So I'm here for a while, so stick with me, guys. Maybe that's too many, actually. Less is more. Maybe it should be that way. Yeah, that's better. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of delay on that as well. Just to add a bit more movement to that sound. Just stick it before the compressor so the delays get compressed as well. Turn the feedback down. So now there's a little bit more movement in there. Okay, we definitely need to get an open hat in there for when things develop. And then we're going to add some piano to the top. And then we'll make some, some breakbeat stuff, because you could use that in this tune anyway. It's a mad mashup, but it's a mad mashup that sounds quite nice, so I'm quite pleased with that. And then we'll add some vocals as well, I reckon. Maybe some old sample, like, what old samples have we got? Bob Marley? Probably not. I don't know. Shoehorn it in somehow. Bit of James Brown. Probably not that. Although we could. Anyway, where was I? That's right. I was doing the thingy, wasn't I? Open hat. Open hat. Again, I'm just gonna kind of go to my standard sounds, like a 909 open hat, because it's house, and you can't really go wrong with that. I mean, it might not be perfect for this genre, but you can usually work with it, you know. I'll take out the low end with a high pass filter, so it's a bit crispier, and then turn it down, and it's just going to come in. It does need a crash. Ooh, I might need to record that. That's really nice. Okay, let's get a second piano, because this is like the chords. This will end up being the chords. To be able to do the business separately, like process them separately, is going to be quite important, because we might want to add different effects to them. So it's a bit quiet. That little motif I'm really liking though. So let's just jam something in. Whoops, let's have a bit more of a lead in. Now I can't play. Let's just tweak that really quickly, because that was rubbish. Yeah, it's always the way, right? You can play it in, And then you start recording and it all goes Pete Tong. Okay. It's not as good as when I play. Oh, I forgot on Ableton it kind of records it automatically. I think I've kind of lost that now though, haven't I? Let's see if it recorded the other ones. No, it didn't. Okay, here we go. Okay, that will do. That's our main riff, our main motif for the piano, because we've got to move on. So it can do this a few times. Let's get rid of the take lanes. Show take lane, high take lane. So we can have that repeat. And then we could get, yeah, some vocal. It is epic. It is epic, Lawrence. And you could switch then back to quite a minimal sound after this. Yeah, okay, vocal. Epic vocal has to be found. Must be found at all costs. And then we're going to switch back. And we'll add some breakbeat in there as well. Splice. Vocal? Is that can you really just search for vocal? Sounds a bit non-specific to me. Okay, key. I want kind of an old sounding vocal, like from an old soul record. That'd be nice, but don't know how to find one right now at the moment. A minor vocal. I want female vocal. Is that one of the tags? Let's have a look. There we go. And let's have a look. Listen, what's going on? I'm listening up more for the vibe as much as anything else. The tempo doesn't matter, because I can always adjust the tempo. Pride and hate and greed. That's definitely not a female vocal. What are you talking about? What does Phil say? Oh, good chat, Phil. Spitfire Labs Choir. Okay, yeah, I'll try that. I think I've got... I've got Spitfire Labs, so whether I've got the choir or not remains to be seen, but let's have a listen. These vocals are rubbish. Come on. Give me something I can work with. Nah. Alright, I'm going to have one more peek on the next page, and then I'm just going to try and find something else. I'll open up Spitfire Labs and see if I've got vocals in there. That would be a nice layer anyway. Whilst that's searching, let's have a look for that. Okay. This is suggestion. Yeah, this is a good suggestion. So let's get Labs there. Boom. We got the soft piano. Have we got the chorus? I don't have the vocals, but you know what? That's just the case. So what we're going to get instead is an ensemble, and we're going to add some nice strings. We have to work with what we got. Let's make some really lush chords to go underneath this, actually. So again, you know, we can just stick to... I might stick to just one chord and see if it works. Yes, it works. Oh, okay, but does it work when the chord changes? Yes, it does, but in case your heart hasn't quite melted yet. Oh, that's too nice. A lush woman's voice, that's what I want, exactly. To soar, to take us to that place of ecstasy. Before we get filthy, and then add some absolute beats.
I don't know why we try.
It's a bit too girly. I want something a bit more...
I remember the car ride.
Over the top. Textural.
Woo! Hey, 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 hey.
These are kind of nice, but they're just recorded badly. Or they're not processed at least, so they're quite dry. I think it's not fair to say they're recorded badly, it's just they haven't been processed yet. That's just... Alright, we're just going to find something really quickly. This will be my last page. I don't even know if that's going to work. Let's just listen to it over the top. That's not what I was expecting. It's nice, it's nice.
You did. Da-dum, 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 yeah.
That's nice too. That's the beauty. You can just kind of search for the key and then preview them over.
Lift your eyes over the water.
Yes, yes, Katya. Let's download you. You're a bit like muffled, but we're going to bring the best out of your voice. So. Let's just drag you in there. Get in there, Katya. Get in there. Right, let's have a look. What tempo is this? This is 109 BPM. So what we can do is we can unwarp it and then... Oh, click my back. Warp it again. Complex Pro 109. And now it's going to be synced up to our track.
Lift your eyes over the water. Little fairies, starry night. Stay awake the night of daughter. Shadows falling on your side.
And then it's about getting the timing right. So when should her voice come in? Maybe we can try it at half tempo. That might be a bit much.
Lift your eyes over.
Whoops, that's double tempo.
Lift your eyes over the water. Little fairies. Lift your eyes over the water.
Okay, I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm going to just work quickly anyway. So let's take out the low end. It's a bit too dull. If you listen to her voice.
Lift your eyes over the water.
Too much of this boominess.
Lift your eyes over the water. Lift your eyes over the water.
And then a really nice plugin that works really well on vocals, just straight out the bat, CLA vocals. A bit of compression.
Lift your eyes over the water.
Nice. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of, I'm not going to use an analog model EQ, although I usually would, and that's what we teach the accelerator students, but I don't want to risk crashing.
Lift your eyes.
So I'm just going to use native plugins.
Lift your eyes over the water, little fairies, starry night. Lift your eyes over the water, little fairies, starry night.
Okay, I might have one more look for something actually, because are you guys feeling that or not?
You give me peace of mind. You take me high, and now and over again.
Yes, it needs to be epic, see? Oh, I know what you can do. All right, last thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go, like, let's look for trance, because that's going to be epic, isn't it? Can you... Let's see if there's some trance vocals. They're always epic. Dubstep email, how dubstep EDM, honestly, how on earth is that trance? Big room house. Woo! Okay, I'm just going to leave this then because it's not working, is it?
Don't wanna fall into your arms again.
Yep. We're a bit of a
Don't wanna
vibes.
give you everything I have and see you walk away. Don't wanna fall into your arms
Okay,
again.
there we go. Katja, you've been ousted by Bach. Ousted by Bach. Good name for a band. Okay, let's warp this. 1 to 8. That's a bit closer to our tempo anyway, so that makes things easier. The warp's going to sound a bit more natural. And let's bring it on in there.
Don't wanna fall into your arms again. Don't wanna give you everything I have and see you walk
Yeah, that's
away.
better. What do you think,
Don't
guys?
wanna fall into your arms again. Don't wanna be reminded of the pain
Above and beyond anyone?
and the love.
Right, let's get some big... I like that. All right, let's get some big vocal reverb on there and effect. Not just vocals, we'll do... sorry, not just reverb. We're going to do hybrid reverb just to get something a bit more interesting in there. And we're going to use some echo as well. Yes. Let's get back to Bach.
Don't wanna fall into your arms again.
There are some great like presets in this reverb, this hybrid reverb. Let's go hybrid. Let's listen to some weird ones.
Don't wanna fall into your arms again. Don't wanna give you everything I have and see
That's
you
quite nice.
walk away. Don't wanna fall into your arms.
Right, what I'm going to do is create a secondary effects channel, and that's going to be Vox Del. And then we are going to add some compression. No, we're going to add some echo, and we will be going into these different styles as well, but this is kind of the main vibe. It's just kind of happened that way. This is completely unplanned.
Don't wanna fall into your arms again. Don't wanna give you everything I have and see you walk away. Don't wanna fall into your arms again. Don't wanna be reminded of the pain
that's nice. So the only issue is, you know, that delay and stuff is kind of knocking out the main vocal. So I'm going to put a compressor on there, take the sidechain input from the main vocal channel, which was erstwhile Katya, but now it's Bach. And then I'm just going to dip the reverb and the delay whilst this vocal's on the go.
Don't wanna fall into your arms again.
So you can hear
Don't wanna give you everything.
the dry vocals are ducking this now.
See you walk away. Don't wanna fall into
And it just allows them to cut through.
Don't wanna be reminded of the pain and the love.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, let's get back to the drop. Let's see how the vibe is. Let's add some crashes as we go as well. Let's see what's going on the chat. Just going to see what people are. A speech about peace. That's a good point. Yeah, Katya. Yeah, Kronki says Katya's vocals were not landing up. They were. They weren't. Absolutely. Cool. So let's add. I know what we need to do. Right, we need to add. I'm not even going to keep Katya's name there. Katya, like, you had a great voice, love, but you disappointed us on the timing. You just weren't right for the job. So we're going to stick with Bach. We're going to colour that purple, and we're going to now take a bit of the reverb and create a drone almost. So we'll take the input from Vox, and then we will just record it. But we'll need to resample actually, so that would be resample. Resampling will then copy everything coming out the master channel and resample this. Okay, let's do it. Thank you so much for donating, by the way, guys. I can't believe how many donations there have been. It's fantastic. It makes a massive difference. So let's take this thingy over here. We'll delete that one. And now what we've done is resample just the reverb tail of Bach. And what we're going to do is use this as a little vocal loop to add texture. But to really spice things up and make it interesting, I'm going to change the formants. This might sound rubbish. Consolidate it. And let's put it upper. Well, I need to change it to Complex Pro. Put it up. So now it's an octave higher than it was. But it's okay. It's all right. Hold tight. No worries here. Because what we're going to do is just duplicate it and add some reverb on it, like directly on the channel this time. And this is going to really add the interest. It's probably held on for too long here, but this is the sound. This is the sound. Bum bum ba da 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 da. Great, yeah, an apt tune. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Two Tribes. Right, let's put the reverb on there. Huge bass horn, yes, Dimitri, yes. Huge bass horn, absolutely, on the drop, no doubt. Right, let's get this back. So you can hear now, we've just got this texture. And now when you factor that in with everything else, or mix it in rather, and we're going to add a little bit of sidechain duck to it to give it more rhythm, it's going to just add another layer to this track, another layer of nuance. Too loud though. And we're not going to have the cowbells at first, because you need to have something to work into. going to add some reverb to some of these drums too. Make these drums a bit fatter. And this we'd want this fading out by that point though. I'm going to stop mucking around with the details and get to the good stuff, aka, as Dimitri's requested, a big bass horn. So let's fade these out so we've actually got, you know, movement in the track. Too nice, too nice. Can things be too nice? Oh yes, and this is where there's like a pause. And then we can just go, we can have a build up actually that starts there, and then we'll get into that big bass drop. Oh, that build up though. Okay. Okay, I know what to do for the build-up. We're going to have the bass and we're going to have the arp after that little pause, because that's just a moment right there. Right, but this arp has to be way down. You know, this is like, okay, we're kind of building things up again. And the bass as well. What are you doing with your high frequencies? Get them out. And in fact, you shouldn't even have your low frequencies yet. This is a break. Come on, son. Right, I'm going to use two basses, two EQs for this. The first one is going to come on there. You know, come on bass. You know that you don't need low frequencies if you're not on a drop. I haven't checked it in mono yet, Tom. Let's do it. We could actually double this build up for this kind of genre. So let's do that. I just checked it in mono, Tom. Everything's okay on the mono front. So let's build this up. Let's double up that bass. And we need to get some beats in there as well. But the merest hint of beats. And we'll prolong that delay with a box voice too. And we need a horn. We need that big bass horn, no doubt. And a riser. Get those bass frequencies out. Okay, and then we're gonna hit with that bass horn right there. We'll work on the beats on the build up for sure. Let's have a little kind of pause there. Now I've kind of screwed up my grid because I've got that little pause there. Ooh, yeah, and that's where we're going to go in. So let's do that. Duplicate that. We don't want those open hats there yet. That's gonna we're gonna leave that in the bag. Kicks, please. Cowbell. It's too much cowbell now. Is that bass still? No, it's there. I've just got the mix wrong, that's all. Because I'm not really doing mixing as I go. Bass shot. Okay. Yeah, we can do a shepherd. Yes, David. We'll do a shepherd. As it's all the way from you, David, we're gonna call this one an Australian shepherd. This is a shepherd for kangaroos. We're not gonna do it yet. We're gonna do the bass horn on the drop first, and then we'll do the Australian shepherd. How am I going to do that big bass horn? Right, okay, I'm just going to do it from scratch, because I'm trying to do everything from scratch just to kind of show, you know, show the process. I'd probably load up a preset I'd done before though. But saw wave, that would be the main thing. And then we need it to kind of open up, which would mean there's going to be some filter on there. Let's bring it down an octave. Yeah, about there. Any more and it's just too low, you can't really hear it. So let's add that envelope to a filter. You know, something like that. I know it's not great. There's more to it than that, but so let's beef it up with another oscillator. Detune it slightly maybe. Maybe a different shape. No, we'll stick to the one we had before. I know what we do need though. We need massive reverb on this. So again, we're going to create one and we're just going to call it horn reverb. Actually, I'm not even going to bother naming it. That's how much of a rebel I am. No, I will. I can't bear it. My OCD won't allow it. Is OCD a thing? I don't know. Horn reverb. And that's just on the root of the track. So that's the, you know, that's your A. I think maybe I'll just leave it on the lower octave because that doesn't sound deep enough like that. There with a bass trombone. Yeah, oh, that's a good idea actually, good idea. Yeah, I'm gonna find a layer to do with it. I'm trying to do it all from scratch in a synth, but actually, why not just use a trombone? Or French horn or something like that. Now, because we're working in bass and we've got all this reverb, we do need to be careful that we're not gonna make it muddy. So I'm gonna filter out the side, the reverb, the bass. And we're going to add a little bit more movement, and then we're going to find that horn in a sec. We're going to... So I'm just playing with the shape of the envelope there. But you know, I'm not proud of that. That's not my finest horn, as it were. So let's see if we got a kind of trombone sound. I'll go to Contact. Contact's usually really good for orchestral sounds. So let's see, session horns, is that going to do it? Might be a bit high up. That needs to be even lower. Nah. That's as low as it gets. That's a rubbish. They're like trumpets rather than beast horns. Any beast horns in the house? Yeah, Hans Zimmer gets it fat. I could do a Hans Zimmer getting it fat, but I don't know how because I didn't do it as much as him, but I could figure it out. But I'm doing this live, so I'm going to do it quickly. And do I even have, you know, good sound? French horn. I've got some nice Ableton packs, actually. There's probably one there. Like Big Band Essentials. Trombone's probably a bit low. I mean, I can try it, see how it sounds. We need a French horn, really. Nah, that's rubbish. Yeah, don't know what to do about that. Okay, devices, instruments, waves. Make. That's a bit rubbish. That's a bit rubbish. Okay, I'm just going to have to stick with what I've got. Let's get back to the... Oh, actually, no, I am going to show you what I do. I'm going to try and make the best of what I have. So I'm going to use Contact again. Yeah. Yes, some saturation is going to make it fatter, for sure. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just have a look for... There might be some here, actually. Orchestral. Brass. French horn, here we go. And then we got the trombone and tuba. Why am I not hearing? Oh, because it's an octave too high still. Yes, there we go. Right, let's get one of those on the go. Get down there. No. And we're gonna put these together, and we're gonna add the reverb to the group so that both horns are being processed together. That's the piano one, whoops. Whoops, that was the wrong one as well. It's a bit small. There we go. And now we're going to tweak that a little bit more and then add some saturation. So, I'm going to add... I'll just add the... No, actually, that's a good one. I'll use the Omega. Yeah, pitch down an octave. That's what I was going to do. If I hadn't have found a tuba. Okay, and we're going to have to do a little bit of... We'll have to do a little bit of compression as well. And we're also taking out the sub, because although you want that big bassy sound, you don't actually want it to be messing with your sub bass. So anyway, let's duck it a bit. Again, we're just going to use sidechain compression, copy it from the bass. Let's go. Oh, there's no... I forgot to copy the sidechain. That's why it doesn't sound fat. We need that pumping in there. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, we've got the frequency there. I'm going to kind of mix this as I go now because I need it to sound better. So I'm going to do top-down mixing. I'm going to add more distortion to this. I don't like it. Why is that filter going down? That's better. And let's add some distortion to this. Okay, cool. Might be a bit too much reverb on there. But what we're going to do is bring in the elements as they rank in order of importance. And that's how we're going to kind of do the mix quickly. So let's just bring them in one by one. Let's see what's going on. Very dark vibe to it. Radio, feels like I'm playing Ready Player 1. I'm actually reading Ready Player 2 at the moment, the new one. I'm actually going to add a little bit of delay to that as well. And then we're going to get into these other beats as well, because I want to do the chiptune vibe, and I want to do the kind of trancey thing and the chiptune. This bit's trancey, that's kind of trancey anyway. Now let's just add a little bit of delay to this clap. Mixing in mono. So the EQ 8 is taken out there still. Oh no, I see. We need some more distortion on this one, on this bass. That's going to make it fatter. Let's use another one of those Omegas. So I'm just doing this in mono so I can hear what's going on. Yeah, let's mix it in from the beginning and then let's add that horn. We're going to kind of mix it in as we go. So this one, we're going to filter out the high end. because this is all about that's all about just the atmosphere. Here we go. Here's the epic bit. This is where you want this is where we want the drums. We want those drums in, but I've turned up my headphones a bit loud now. Maybe I should turn up the monitoring. Alright, so let's pop those drums there, like that. But what we're going to do is now take out the low end from the kick, so it's just the top kick, nice and poppy. Where's the shuffle? And what we're going to do for these drums is add a filter to it to really kind of add character in the break. So we're going to take out the low end and we're going to take the high end, so it's kind of like it's played on the radio. Stop the beats there. You know, there's loads of extra stuff that needs doing on this, but with this, I can't remember her name, Ock, we're going to actually extend the feedback. Now I'm getting a bit complex probably. I'm just going to extend the feedback for this build, so she's just going to carry on sing. Let's get a bounce reverb on there. I mean a bounce. Yes, I know what she needs to sing again. Sing your heart out. Kind of like that. Yeah, okay, that's cool. And then okay, I'm gonna move on from this because it's just too nice. I've got a 2020 MacBook Pro at the moment. I tend to upgrade them every 3 years. There needs to be I need to do the Australian Shepherd. That's what we're going to do. And then we'll go make some breakbeats. That needs to start just before. Should be there, I think.
Don't wanna fall into your arms again.
And then we go boom, which means, of course, you've got to make sure that you've got this filter turned off. So we'll just turn it off, automate it on for this little bit, automate it off for that little bit, boom, boom, boom. Same with the kick, of course, because now we've got this top kick. We could start the track with the top kick as well. That's a good idea. Let's do that. And then we're going to do the Australian Shepherd, and then we are going to do some breakbeats, and then some chip tunes. I promised I would. Okay, so now we can start like this. Like now, that's starting to sound like a track, but with the bass. Probably a bit loud on the kick. And then we'll do Shepherd in a sec. Chords. Oh yes! That's an above and beyond vibe. Like that. And then the Shepherd's going to come in here. This is what we're going to do. We've got the bass coming in a bit there, haven't we? Yeah, taken and out. Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, let's build this shepherd tone. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to turn this thing off because it's going bananas. And then what I'm going to do is build the shepherd tone, which is going to be like a constantly rising sound. And this is courtesy of David. So I'll have some cold tea and then do it. Tastes so good from that EDM Tips mug. Right, so to do a shepherd tone, again, let's do it in Serum, and you can do it in any sense, as I say, but one of the really good things to do with Serum is that you can adjust this pitch range quite a lot. So you can have it down 2 octaves and up 2 octaves, and that's what we're going to be working with. So let's choose like a 4 bars right in the root note of the track, and then what you do is you go MIDI controls, pitch bend, and then we're going to pitch bend it down 2 octaves, and then it's going to pitch bend up 2 octaves as well. So it's going to be a riser. I'm actually going to extend that over twice as long because that's a bit too fast. So let's extend it, and then of course we'll have to make sure that we haven't doubled up on that pitch thing. So there we go. Now what we're also going to do is, if you go into the clip controls, you can control the I haven't actually done this in Ableton 11 yet, but I think you would go to Mixer and then Track Volume, and this is independent of, would you? I don't know, I'd probably go into Serum and then Show All Envelopes. Oh, okay. No, I'll just stick to this one. I thought that I could go Track Volume and this would operate independently from the actual channel fader. So I'm going to check, because if it does, awesome. If it doesn't, we're not going to use it. And that just fades it in a bit more gently. Yes, it is independent from that. Brilliant, as I thought. So now we're fading it in from nothing, and then we're fading it out from nothing. Well, let's start it from a bit louder than that, actually. Just like a computer game Motorbike from 1988. Okay, so that's all we're doing, right? A pitch bend. But now watch what happens when we duplicate this. We're going to duplicate it a couple of times, and we're going to start this riser at a different level each time. In fact, let's duplicate it 4 times. And then yeah, so then this one should be starting. If we loop it, this one now starts kind of halfway through that one. So now this is going to be a constantly rising sound. So we'll group them together so we've got more control. Turn down the volume and just have a quick listen before we listen to it with everything else. Now the other one comes in. Now the other one comes in. And what this does is create an infinitely donated... Thank you, Courtney, for that very generous donation. In fact, thank you everyone who's been donating. Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you so much. It's going to help a lot of people. So you can hear there, that is basically a continually rising tone, and that's what David meant when he said shepherd tone. But we want to make it sound a bit more interesting than that. So you could actually just process it all together as one. That's going to be the quickest way to do it now. So if we just get an audio effect, we'll add some... It's usually nice if these are a bit softened, these sounds. So we'll add a chorus ensemble to soften these sounds, push them back in the mix a bit. And another thing that you can do to soften them is just add a reverb on the channel. And now listen to this. It just sounds like a background riser. Add some delay, decay. And now you've got this epic riser that just keeps rising. We could just carry this on into the drop. That would be just continually. No, we won't carry it on into the drop. But that's how you do a shepherd tone anyway. I just want to get this build good, because this could be great. This it just needs to be done right. Let's listen to this bit because I love it. Oh, thank you, Jack. That's so kind, man. I'm going to process all the drums and stuff together. Now in this bit I need to get a shuffle coming in there, so let's get another shuffle. There's a shuffle. Let's bring that in. We're only going to use a little bit of it because we don't want it sounding too housey. We're just going to loop the first bit. and take out the low end. And this is going to be, I think, an integral part of our drums. No. The bass needs more high frequencies, I think. Yes. At that point, absolutely. But we're going to filter it, right? So, again, like the arpeggio, it's just going to add movement to the track. So we can go filter there. And then let's just bring that bass filter up a little bit before the break. So it's just going to be hinting at it. And then we got the build up. This horn is, I'd remake this horn from scratch though. No, she needs to sing it in the right place. Okay, the fall is on the beat. Oh, that's why I was being confused, because of that. Which means drop. The beat is there. No, that means I have to do it halfway through that one. And then the drop of the beat there. Okay. I think we've got it. Let's get the crash on there. Yes, perfect. Let's add a little bit of high end, extra high end on that open hat, as is quite often the way. And then we're going to build those breaks that I've been promising for hours now. Like that's a good enough drop at the moment. I'll just copy that, copy and paste it. I could do some real hardcore EQ suddenly on the vocal. I got the vocal from Splice. Yeah, Dimitri spotted it. Saxophone. Oh, saxophone. Now I might need to do a saxophone. Okay, first I'm going to do this breakbeat sound. Maybe we can even have it in the middle. But they're just going to give it a bit of a trancey vibe. I mean, that's kind of cool. I probably wouldn't have this because this is the epic bit, or I'd make this break longer. But let's kind of chop up this break a bit as well. It's a bit like Axwell's I Found You, you know, you got that rave break in the middle. Reach for the lasers, Andrew. And then I'm going to go dunk 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 and do a little bit of a skip. Kind of like Olive, You're Not Alone. I'm gonna bring this on into the break. Like, that's crazy, but I'm gonna do it. I'm feeling like an absolute renegade. I'm gonna have to add some sidechain compression, otherwise it'll clash with all the drums.